Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and in today's crochet along we are going to be making Gus the Gnome. This is going to be a two-part series. Part 1 will be the body and the hat, and part 2 will be the rim of the hat, the nose, the arms, and the beard. So let's gather some supplies and we will jump into the pattern. So for today's project, I'm going to be using this Premier Parfait Chunky yarn in Very Berry. I'm going to be using some Honey Bunny White and some Honey Bunny in this like creamy color for the nose and the hands. I'm also going to be using this Karen Simply Soft in white, and that's for the beard. I kind of like this yarn for the beard because it brushes out really well. We're also going to need crochet hooks. I'm going to be using my 5.5mm crochet hook for my main hook. And then the 3.75 is just going to be used for the beard and weaving in my ends. We're also going to need some fabric pins, a stitch marker, a darning needle, some scissors, fiber fill. This project does include a little ornament ball. So if you have something, I just picked these up at the dollar store. They're really great. So we'll need one of those. And then if you want to brush out your beard for your gnome, you'll need like a wire tooth comb. So this one I just use, it's my dog's. Works super, super well. I'm sure any comb would work, but this one I find works the best. So once we have all of our supplies, we can get started. All right, so we are going to be starting with our main color. So this project is worked all the way from the bottom of the body all the way to the tip of the hat, all in one piece. So we're going to start at the bottom of the body. So whatever you want your color to be for the body and the color portion of the hat, that's what we're going to start with right now. If you want your body to be a different color than the hat portion, that's totally fine. We'll just, when we start the hat portion, I'll let you know and you can change colors. So I'll just bring you in a little bit here. And to start off, we are going to make a magic ring. And inside, now this yarn is really difficult to start with. It's the one thing I don't love about that Premier Parfait yarn. It is probably, I don't know, I find the worst for when you're starting your magic ring. But we're going to place 8 single crochets inside the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm just going to try and pose a little bit. 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. Now I'm just going to be using my scrap strand of yarn for my stitch marker, but use whatever you normally would use. And just place your stitch marker right in front of your next round. So moving on for round 2, we're going to do an increase round. So we're going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch. So 1 and 2. So we just changed 1 stitch into 2, and we'll continue to do this. And at the end of this round, we should have 16 stitches. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Just like that. Moving on to round 3, we're going to do the combination single crochet 1 and an increase stitch. So 2 single crochets in 1. And we're going to repeat this a total of 8 times. Single crochet and increase. And you should have 24 stitches at the end of round 3. Increase. All right, for round 4, we're going to do single crochet 24. So 1 single crochet in each stitch around. 3, 4. I'll finish this off camera and I'll meet you back here for round 5. All right, moving on for round 5, we are going to do the combination single crochet 2 and an increase. So 1, 2, and an increase stitch. So again, 2 single crochets in 1. And we're going to repeat this again a total of 8 times. Increase, and our stitch count should be 32 at the end of round 5. Alrighty. For round 6, we're going to do single crochet 32. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, for round 7, we're going to do the combination single crochet 3, 1, 2, 3, and an increase. And we're going to repeat that again 8 times. 1, 2, 3, increase. And our stitch count will be 40. 2, 3, increase. All right. Now for rounds 8 through 14, so that's going to bring us for 7 total rounds, we are going to do single crochet 40. So that's 1 single crochet in each stitch around. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to finish these rounds off camera, so just complete rounds 8 through 14, 7 rounds, doing single crochet 40 in each round, and I will meet you back here at the end of round 14. All right, so this is what we're looking like at the end of round 14. Now we're going to move on to round 15, which is going to be the combination single crochet 8 and a decrease. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and an invisible decrease. So under the front loop of this first stitch and the front loop of the second, yarn over, pull through those 2 loops, yarn over, pull through. Now we're going to repeat that a total of 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a decrease. We should have 36 stitches at the end of round 15. So I'll continue this off camera and I will meet you back here at the end. All right, for round 16, we're going to do single crochet 36, 1 single crochet in each stitch around, 3, 4, 5, 6. right, for round 17, which is also going to be the last round for our body portion of our project, we're going to do single crochet 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and a decrease. And we'll repeat that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and a decrease. And we should have 34 stitches at the end of this section. So we are all done with the body now. And we are going to, like I said, this is going to be one solid piece. So we're going to continue right along and start the hat portion. So like I said earlier, if you're wanting a different colorway for the hat, you can do whatever color selection you want going forward, because now you're done the body. So I'm going to be grabbing my white yarn, and we are going to start with our white yarn, which is going to be the color that separates your other colors, whatever you've chosen. So yeah, whatever that may be for you. So I'm going to grab my white yarn, which is of course tangled, because that's just how it works. All right, I got my white yarn all untangled there. Now for the hat portion, we are going to be doing quite a lot of color changes. Now you can either decide to cut your yarn every time, or you can carry it through your project. I personally find cutting it to be a lot more work, so I carry mine through, but do whatever you want, and I will show you what I mean when we get to it. So first we're going to change our color. So I'm just going to take my hook out of my last stitch here and pull that out, just so you have those 2 loops from your final single crochet of round 17. And I'm going to put them back on my hook. I'm going to grab my white yarn here, and I'm going to just pull that through to finish off that single crochet and change my color at the same time. Now I'm just going to tie a little knot here, just to secure that. The inside of this project looks crazy, but that's okay. And I'm just going to leave this strand attached. So normally I would cut that, but I'm going to leave it attached just for, you know, ease of life. Now with our color B yarn attached here, we're going to move on to round 18, which we are going to do 34 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, for round 19, we're going to do the combination single crochet 15 and a decrease. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, and a decrease. And we will repeat this twice for a stitch count of 32. So one more time, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and a decrease. Now we're going to be changing colors, so I'm going to leave my 2 stitches here, and all I'm going to do here now is I still have this strand attached. We're going to attach that back in, so I'm just going to grab that, yarn over, pull through, and you just want to make sure that you're not pulling too tight on the back. You want to give it a tiny bit of slack, and that's just so it doesn't change the shape of your project, especially when we stuff it. But you also don't want to give it too much slack, because then the stitches could easily pull on the outside. Once your project is all done, if it gets snagged or something, your stitch could pull and you could have like loops on the outside. So it's kind of like a very specific balance. Again, if this is a little bit more difficult than you would like, you can just cut the yarn every time, but I find this a little bit easier. So for round 20 in our color A yarn, which is this pink again, we're going to do single crochet 32. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will complete this one off camera and I'll meet you back here for round 21. All right, so starting on to round 21, this is our first multicolored round. So this can be a little bit tedious and a little bit more difficult, so just take your time. But what we're going to do is we're going to switch back and forth within the round between the 2 colors. So the first thing we're going to do with our color A yarn still attached, which is our colored yarn from the body, we're going to start off with a decrease. So front loop, yarn over, pull through. Now we're going to change colors here. So for this round, we're going to be alternating color A, color B, color A, color B for every stitch. That's a lot of color changes, I know, but the look is beautiful. So every time you create a new stitch, you're going to finish it with the new color. I'm going to go into this next stitch here, bring up my 2 loops of the white, and then I'm going to grab my red, my pink, finish that off. And then we're just going to single crochet in each stitch around. So white now with our 2 loops and finishing off that with the pink. You can see here our color changes. This is why I find that cutting the yarn in between is a little bit more difficult. But again, you do what you need to. Now every once in a while, I just need to untwist my project because see, I have some twisting happening. So I'm just gonna untwist and then I can continue on. So just really take your time. We are going to do 28 single crochets this way total. So we had a decrease to start, 28 single crochets, alternating between color A and color B, just like this. All right, and we should be left with 2 stitches after we do our 28 single crochets. We should have white on our hook here, our color B yarn, and we're just going to do one more decrease stitch here. Just like that. Now we are going to be switching back to our color A yarn, which is our pink color. So for this last stitch, again, we're just going to do one more color change, and then I'm going to again just untangle myself here before moving on. All right, and that is what that round looks like from the top and from the side. It's so pretty, really worth it, but you just have to take your time with it. Give yourself some patience, and then we will move on. So we're going to be working now with our color A yarn, which again is the pink color. And we're moving on to round 22. And at this point, we should have 30 stitches in our round. So for round 22, we're going to do single crochet 30. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to just finish this round off camera, and I'll meet you back here for round 23. All right, so moving on to round 23, we're going to be switching colors here. Back to color B here for a couple rounds. So I'm just going to do the same thing. And for round 23, we're going to do the combination single crochet 13 and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and a decrease. We'll repeat that again one more time. First stitch count of 28 at the end of this round. All right, round 24, single crochet 28. So one single crochet in each stitch around. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll complete this round off camera, and I'll meet you back here for round 25. All right, now moving on for round 25, we are going to be switching colors again, back to our color A yarn here. So I'm just going to do that. Now for round 25, we're doing the combination single crochet 12 and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, decrease. And we'll repeat that one more time. And our stitch count should be 26. All right, and then for round 26, we're single crocheting 26. So one single crochet in each stitch around for round 26. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll complete this off camera, and I'll meet you back here for round 27. All right, so this is what we're looking like so far, our body and then our hat. Now we're going to be moving on to round 27. This is going to be another similar color change round. So again, just take your time, Now we're going to be alternating back and forth again between color A and color B. Color A being your color and color B being your white. So we're going to start off with color A, and we are going to do 2 single crochets. So 1, 2, and we're going to change colors with that white. Then in color B, which is the white, we're going to do 2 single crochets. 1, 2, change color to color A, 2 single crochets in color A, back to color B, 2 single crochets. In color A, we are going to do single crochet 1. Oopsies, I forgot to do the second one in the, sorry, I'm not paying much attention obviously. So 2 single crochets in that color B. Now we'll switch back to color A. We're going to do single crochet 1 and a decrease. And we're going to switch up the color again, back to color B, 2 single crochets, 1, 2, back to color A, 2 single crochets, 1, 2, back to color B, single crochet 2, back to color A, single crochet 2, color B, single crochet 2, color A, we're going to do our single crochet decrease, back to color B for a single crochet 2. Now we're going to end off this round by changing back to color A, like that. And then again, I'm going to just untangle myself a little bit here. And there is our 2, 2, 2, 2s for round 27. Now before we keep moving on here, we're going to do some stuffing. Now I'm just going to bring you out a little bit. Now if this is going to be used as a decoration piece, so something to sit on your mantle at Christmas time or a gift for that purpose, I would suggest weighting the bottom of this. You can just use weighted beads, put them like in a little bag, and put them at the bottom of this, so then when you're going to sit this, it's going to sit. If this is going to be gifted as like a stuffed animal toy, I wouldn't put beads in it personally, but you do whatever you want. You could put beads in it as a toy as long as they're secured in there and they're not going to fall out. So it's up to you what you want to do. For this project, I'm just going to be using regular fiber fill. I'm not going to be using the beads. So I'm just going to stuff here. And I just like to sweep my stuffing to the edges just to make sure that everything's getting evenly stuffed. Oopsie, sorry. Now I leave this kind of this long because I don't like crocheting when there's stuffing in. I really find it a lot more difficult to work with, but you can only leave it so long in this project. So I'm pretty happy with that. And we will be adding more stuffing, obviously, as we go. So this isn't the only time we'll be stuffing. All right. So you can definitely tell this is the back side here where we have all our color changing happening in the initial round. And this is going to be the front. Looks a lot nicer. So once we have stuffed to this point, after round 27, we're going to move on. So for round 28, we're going to do just a single crochet 24 in our color A yarn. So that's our colored yarn, for me at least. Just get myself all sorted here. So we're going to do single crochet 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I will finish this round off camera. I'll meet you back here for round 29. All right, for round 29, we're going to do the combination single crochet 10 and a decrease. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, decrease, and we'll repeat that one more time for a stitch count of 22 at the end of this round. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I was not counting correctly. It's not right. This is what happens when you don't count correctly. Here we are. There's our end here. So this is our decrease right here. Sorry about that. I talked while I was counting and that never works for me. Okay, just gonna check my count here. Just wanna make sure it's right. Yeah, perfect. All right, so note to self, don't talk while I'm counting. But that's where we're at right now for round 29. Now we're going to be switching colors here. So I'm just going to take this out. And we're going to put our white yarn in, our color B yarn. And for round 30, we're going to do single crochet 22. So one single crochet in each stitch around. 2, 3, 4. I will complete this round off camera and I will meet you back here for round 31. Okay, so after round 30, we are going to be doing another color change, 2 color change rounds. And this is to create the little like triangle pattern on our hat. So to start off, we're going to start off with our color B yarn. So that's going to be our white. And we're going to start off with 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and on the third here, we're going to switch colors. 3. Now we have our color A yarn attached. We're going to do 1 single crochet in the color A, and we're going to switch back to color B. Then we're going to do 3 single crochets in color B again. 1, 2, and in the third we're going to swap the color again. With our color A yarn attached here, we're now going to do a decrease stitch right here. And then we're going to switch back to color A, or color B, sorry, our white. We're going to do 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. On the third, we're switching back to A color. We're going to do 1 single crochet in A, switch back to B. And if you need to slow this down, just slow it down on YouTube here if I'm going too quickly for you. So we are on color A, we did 1 single crochet. We're going to do 3 of the white. 1, 2, 3, switch, just like that. And then we have our A attached here. We're going to do 1 single crochet, switch back to our B. We're going to do 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, switch back to our A, and we're going to do a decrease stitch to end off this round. Now for round 32 here, the next round, we're going to start off with color A, so you can just finish off that stitch as normal. So I'm just going to take the time here to untangle. We have 1 more color change round like that to finish off the triangle portion of this project. And we're starting with our color A yarn, and this is going to start with round 32. For round 32, we're going to start off with our A color yarn, and we're going to do 1 single crochet, swap to our color B, 1 single crochet. Now to our A, we're going to do 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, switch to B, 1 single crochet, switch back to A, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, switch back to B, 1 single crochet. And I'm keeping things really loose on the inside here, and I'm kind of pulling it every once in a while to make sure that I'm not losing, like I don't want it to be too tight or else you'll be able to see it once you stuff it. So we have A on right now. We're going to do 3 single crochets, 2, 3, switch back to color B for 1 single crochet. Oopsies. Switch back to A, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3. Switch back to our B color here for 1 single crochet. And then lastly back to A for 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Now we're going to leave color A attached for the next 2 rounds, so you don't need to change your color there. And that is the end of round 32 or 33. Oh no, 32. So we have our triangles here. So moving on, we have color A attached here. We are going to, I'm just going to untangle myself. That's what I had meant to do here before moving on. Again, it just really does make all the difference when you just take the time to do this, or else you're going to end up with a big knot and you're going to be angry as I was creating this pattern. All right. Stick my stitch marker. So for round 33, we are going to do in color A yarn, single crochet 8 and a decrease. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a decrease. And then again, we'll repeat that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a decrease. We should have 18 stitches now. Moving on to round 34, we're going to do single crochet 18. So 1 single crochet in each stitch around. Now at the end of round 34, we are going to switch over to our color B yarn. So I'm just going to do that. And I'm just going to take a second here to stuff again. Just every few rows, doesn't have to be every single round, just every few rows you just want to add a little bit more stuffing. Here we go, that's good for now for stuffing. All right, so moving on to round 35, we are using our color B yarn, so our white yarn. So just put my pink yarn to the side here. And for round 35, we're going to do the combination single crochet 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a decrease. We'll repeat that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, decrease. And we should have a total of 16 stitches. For round 36, we're going to do single crochet 16. 1, 2, 3, 4. At the end of your round 36, we're going to switch colors back over to color A. And for round 37, we're going to do single crochet 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, decrease. And repeat that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and decrease. Moving on to round 38, we are going to be alternating back and forth, one stitch for one stitch, kind of like we did back here. One white, one pink, one white, one pink. So we're going to start off with the pink color, color A. So we'll do one single crochet, and then a single crochet in color B, single crochet in color A, all the way around for all 14 stitches. Again, just take your time. There's no rush. You kind of get the hang of it, and it will get easier. I kind of like it. It's like a kind of a challenge, really different from other patterns where there's not so much color changing going on. And there's color B. Now we're going to be working in the next round in color A, so we are going to change back to color A here. And once again, just going to find all my twists, and this gets a little bit more difficult. I'm just going to have to do this off camera here. There we go. So now we have our color A yarn attached, and we are moving on to round 39, where we are going to do single crochet 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a decrease. Repeat that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a decrease. Now we are getting into closer quarters here, so to stuff more often and have more patience. So I'm just going to stuff again here. Here we go. Now we currently have 12 stitches, and moving on to round 40, we're going to do, in our color A yarn still, we're going to do single crochet 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and we're going to swap over to our color B yarn to start off for round 41. All right, so moving on to round 41, we're going to be doing single crochet 4 and decrease. So 1, 2, oopsies, grabbed the wrong color. 3, 4, and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, decrease, and we should have 10 stitches. All right, like I said, we're getting close quarters here, so just be patient. We're getting close to the end here. For round 42, we're doing single crochet 10 in our color B yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to switch colors. For round 43, we are doing in color A here. We're doing single crochet 3, 1, 2, 3, and a decrease. And we will repeat that a second time. 1, 2, 3, and a decrease. And you should have 8 stitches at this point. And for round 44, we're going to do single crochet 8, so 1 single crochet in each stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're going to switch back to color B for the last time here. And again, before we move any further, I'm going to stuff again. It does get harder to stuff and make it even, but that looks pretty good. So for round 45, we're going to do single crochet 2 and a decrease. 1, 2, decrease. And we'll repeat that again once more. 1, 2, decrease. And we should have 6 stitches here. For round 45, we are doing single crochet 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to swap over to our pink yarn. Now at this point we are finished with the white yarn, so I'm going to just cut that just to get it out of our way. And I'm just going to tie a little knot here just to secure that white yarn. And I'm just going to tuck that tail here right into the top of my hat. Now I'm going to stuff, if I can, one more time. We're not going to stuff past this point, so this will be the last time we stuff. So just keep that in mind. Put in there whatever you want. It's a tight spot. All right. So for round 47, we are going to do single crochet and a decrease times 2. So single crochet and a decrease. We'll do that one more time. Single crochet, decrease, and you are going to be left with 4 stitches, which is not a lot, very hard to work into. Here we go. Now moving on for rounds 48 through 52, so that's 5 rounds. We're going to do single crochet 4 in our color A yarn, the pink yarn. And these are our final rounds. So we're not stuffing this area. And 4 stitches is very hard to work into. So just take your time and do 4 single crochets for 5 rounds. 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to complete these off camera and I will meet you back here at the end of round 52. All right, so this is what we're looking like after I've finished up to round 52. So I'm just taking my stitch marker out here and I'm just going to place a slip stitch into this next stitch here. And I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut a tail. And I'm just going to pull that through. Now we can just take our darning needle here, put that on the end. I don't know if this is really necessary because the hole is so tiny, but if you want to, you can gather your last remaining stitches here, just to make sure that that hole there is closed. I just grab the outside stitch, not both, like the front loop only. And then I'm just going to place a knot here at the end. Now my yarn is kind of falling apart, which this yarn does definitely do. So I'm just going to trim this because I don't think I can get it through. Like that. And then all I'm going to do is feed it down using my darning needle into the hat somewhere like that. And I'm just going to pull that through so that it's weaved in and cut that yarn. All right, and there is our body and hat portion of our project. These are the biggest portions, so the rest should be smooth sailing, a little bit less difficult than this part. So if you've gone through this part, good job, and we will move on to the next step. And that completes part 1 of our Gus the Gnome pattern. Please head over to part 2 to complete the rim of the hat, the nose, the arms, and the beard.